Hello to everyone. Today I will speak about risk management as a guiding force, and I'll start by saying that efficient risk management can really guide the company in the labyrinths of development and also allows to efficiently adapt to changing situations and make you think like in chess game about various scenarios, several moves in advance. Risk management is perceived as positive, something that adds value, but also as something negative, like an administrative burden. Thus, I remember one of the best American writers, Francis Scott Fitzgerald, who has said that one of the tests of mind is, she froze. Is the ability of the mind to keep functioning. So no matter what opinions are about risk management, the manager has to ensure development-based progress. There was a question whether she could switch on the full screen mode because we can see notes, but the speaker says that she cannot really do that. Is the presentation going ahead or no? No, it is not going ahead. And that is a problem because I cannot make it move. Is it moving? No, it's not moving. I think I cannot really move on without a presentation. Maybe the organizers can help me because I can tell when to switch the slides. So they will sort out the logistical problems and we will switch off the English translation for now.
Mēģinām vēlreiz. Jā. Mēģinām vēlreiz, jo man neļauj dalīties ar visu ekrānu, man ļauj dalīties tikai ar prezentāciju. Tāpēc tāds varbūt nav labs risinājums, bet labi. Turpināsim tālāk tad ar nākamo slaidu.
So let us attempt to continue with the next slide. And I wanted to tell that 36th president of the USA, Theodore Roosevelt, said that risk is like fire. If you control it, will help, and if not, it will become stronger and destroy you. Everyone understands what it means to have fire, and you have to be really serious about it. And the same applies to risks. You have to take them very seriously. And so far, we have focused on risks only when they have hit us, and we have to sort a fire already. We have to try to extinguish, but it's not always possible. And COVID pandemic actually allowed to implement more positive trends in risk management because it clearly demonstrated that it is very important to identify and restrict to limit various risks and be ready for various external challenges. Is it moving ahead, the presentation?
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes. So what prevents an organization from developing? Basically, it's a systematic process to improve the general efficiency of an organization, considering mission, strategy, culture, external environment, and so on. And if the company organization is not able to use strategic resources, knowledge of employees, labor force, and so on, or if these resources are limited, then the development is delayed. And all the processes slow down. So, in these situations, we actually, at the micro level, cannot receive good feedback from various parties. In the micro level, at macro level, economic and social and legal changes significantly affect everything that the body does. when an organization wants to develop these incidents, surprise them unexpectedly. And to avoid that, you have to understand what risks there are so that organizations can actually solve problems in advance before the risks have hit the organization adversely, caused large financial loss, and so on. For example, cyber attacks, we know about them for at least 10 years, but companies, organizations are not prepared enough and they face disruptions and so on. What does risk management mean in practice? If we manage uncertainties and potential consequences, it is possible to make better decisions, establish priorities, considering the risk appetite, to implement risk management. It has to become your lifestyle and your way of thinking. It cannot be just formal, like by just documenting specific actions. And to do that, employees have better awareness about the nature, scope, consequences of risks, and risk management in general. By involving employees in various levels of organizational structure, we can achieve that. The next slide is on advantages, benefits. So, what does the risk management give to an organization? It is possible to efficiently and effectively manage risks, achieve targets, use your resources, including financial resources, because there won't be additional costs to avoid collisions. Risk management also allows to adequately react to risks, respond to risks, since risk mitigation measures are implemented that allow to prevent hazards to an organization. Now about what is needed to have successful risk management. So you have to understand the history of risk management in your body, in your organization. You have to understand what you have tried to achieve already, what experience you have had with risks, with their management, and what are the beginnings, evolution, approaches to risks and risk management. To identify risks, you have to understand target audience that create risks and can affect them. Who is the greatest risk generator of your company? Who has to be the focus of your attention, and so on. And here, in-depth understanding of processes and functions that are the most important to the company are of use. And you can always identify them as among the most important risks and convey information in an understandable manner so that everyone gets information about risks. For this information to be quickly available without low error risk and to analyze this information, you should use various classificators and selection criteria. And for that, you need to digitize not only the basic operations, but also the risk management processes. And to assess the risk, the possibility, it is important to accumulate facts on incidents, on risks that have been realized, also share experience with similar organizations and experience as well. They can act as consultants and help to solve problems in the best possible manner. On daily basis, risk management focuses on the most risk-stricken areas. So the focus is on the most important and not on many risks that could exist. These are the green level risks. Since risks should be mitigated by applying appropriate responses, you have to understand internal controls in the organizations that mitigate the risks, or you have to plan new controls if there is still a lot of residual risks, and it should be commensurate. Internal controls are very important for corporate governance. These are like basic elements that help to protect assets and reputation. Most important risks are an important source of information for internal audit, including planning of internal audits. Also, internal audits conclusions can be of use to reassess risks. You will agree that what concerns risk management, senior management, vision, participation, engagement are very important, and because as you demonstrate to the subordinates, this is how it will happen, and this is a top-down approach. The middle level managers are involved in risk management by identifying and monitoring risks that they are tasked with and they decide about which risks to report to the management, considering the risk appetite, and this is down-up approach. And in good organizations, both directions are present by involving everyone who is actually affected by the respective risk. You probably have heard about the risk culture. One of the best explanations is provided by the Risk Management Institute, a leading global institute that educates organizations on various risk management topics. And they have also issued the risk culture guide. And there is a good description on the framework. And here you can see what actually creates risk culture. So personal predisposition, personal ethics, also attitude, behavior, and organizational risk culture. So it consists of several factors because personal predisposition affects ethics and also decisions and behavior. And the organizational risk culture also affects individuals and vice versa. And you have to start from the smallest circle and go to the next largest circle in consecutive order.
Vadītāji un līderu lomas riska vadība atšķirās. Vadītāji ir vairāk
The role of leaders and managers differ. Managers are more focused on their structural units, while leaders have a wider point of view. They cover the entire organization, not just one unit, and they try to forecast potential extraordinary measures that can affect the entire organization and prevent from achieving common targets. Now I will share our risk management practice, start with success factors that help us to maintain good risk management. The first guiding force is the support of the board and council. They are actively involved in these processes to lead by example and to motivate employees be a part of this process. The second most important factor is awareness about the strategic goals and linkage with the duties. Also, awareness of the importance of risk management that allows to synchronize actions. There are also other important success factors that are indispensable, namely teamwork that creates appropriate risk culture and motivates to participate in the risk management process. And now, briefly about our risk management framework. First, we have risk management policies that establishes stages, risk types, purposes, objectives, duties, and responsibilities of involved parties. Its introduction is explained in the risk management methodology for each risk management area, but also describes in detail each stage of risk management, including matrices. There is also an order on the creation of the risk management committee and the respective organizational measures. According to this order, the committee was set up and it also describes its tasks and objectives. We have several organizational levels involved in the risk management at the airport. The highest level is the council that approves the policy for risk management and also monitoring of the internal control system. The next level is board that is responsible for the creation of the main elements, maintenance and improvement of the system. And there is also an important level, the risk management committee that monitors risk management processes and assesses risk management information, and it is chaired by the chairman of the board. And there is another member from the board, while the rest are the heads of structural units in this committee. At the airport, we have operational risks and other risks. And there are responsible coordinators for each of these types. Here you can see all the types. Considering external, internal normative acts, we manage at least 10 types of risks, and some are also sustainability risks. Security risks are managed slightly differently because we are guided by the respective EU law, and security is always the most important aspect in an airport. To support management in making decisions, we have a risk reporting process. First, these risks are reported to the committee no less than once per quarter, and no less than once per semester to our board, and no less than once per year to council. These reports are prepared by a risk manager, considering the information provided from coordinators. It includes priority risks levels, any changes, risk mitigation measures, implementation progress, and, if possible, also measures to improve these risk mitigation activities. So what do we gain from risk management? The main ideas are as follows. Risk management allows to grow, to maintain competitiveness, to achieve targets, because we analyze risks affecting strategies and plan measures to mitigate them. The senior management has information about most important risks, their factors that helps to make strategic and operational decisions by relying on the risk information exchange process. By duly identifying risks, we can prepare for negative scenarios and avoid unexpected surprises, preventing the risks from realizing today and negatively affecting the operations of the airport. Since infrastructure and systems can be subject to various hazards, for us it is very important to ensure continuity to offer services to passengers and aircraft. So for us, it's very important to manage continuity risks and, if possible, duly establish alternative measures if these risks materialize. And now briefly about the project where the airport took part to strengthen anti-corruption measures at the airport and to reduce corruption risks. So we participated in the OECD project Compliance Without Risks to strengthen anti-corruption measures. And in our case, this affected our cooperation with a company called Grundfos, visited by OECD experts. So what were the results? We shared experience and received recommendations on the internal control system for corruption prevention and conflict of interest prevention, including a code of ethics and risk assessment methodology and respective improvements. At the end, I would like to share current information prepared by the Internal Auditors Institute, namely what you have to focus during internal audits and risk management. Until 2026, we will still consider the data security and cyber security risks are the most important. Also, human capital diversity and talent management risks, climate change risks, digital disruption, new technology and AI risks, macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainty risks. If we compare the current situation in the midterm, then this year and the next year, one of the top 5 risks will be legislative changes, but still the leading risks are cyber security and data security risks, also geopolitical uncertainty risks, and so on. Internal Auditors Institute Confederation has also summarized risks, taking into consideration the Ukrainian war. So the most important risks will be macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainty, cybersecurity, data security risks, also continuity, crisis management, and disaster response risks, as well as supply chain, third-party risks, as well as liquidity and insolvency risks. considering various sources of information. I have compiled information from another point of view. And these are the top risks currently in the world, and you can see all of them here. This is from a slightly different point of view than I explained before. And at the end, I would like to invite all of you to think about risk management as an efficient driving force instead of a burden, and not to lose yourself in the labyrinth of organizational measures. Let you be guided by the risk management. I wish you all the success and thank you for attention.